Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Daily Podcast. Today, I want to share a story that's very close to my heart, my own journey as a Vietnamese girl studying in the United States, and how I overcame my struggles with English. When I first arrived in the US, I was excited, but also a little nervous. I thought my English was good enough because I had studied for years in Vietnam. But the moment I landed, I realized things were not going to be a walk in the park. People spoke so fast. Sometimes it felt like their words were running together, and I was left standing there, smiling politely, but not really understanding. There was one moment that I will never forget. On my very first day, I went to buy a sandwich from a small shop near my campus. The cashier asked me, "What kind of bread would you like?" I froze. Bread? In Vietnam, bread was just bread. I didn't know there were so many types: white bread, whole wheat, rye, sourdough. I panicked and just said, "Yes." The cashier laughed kindly and said, "Sweetheart, that's not a yes or no question." At that moment, I felt like a fish out of water, completely lost. But here's the thing: every failure became a stepping stone. I decided that instead of being embarrassed, I would treat every mistake as a lesson. I started carrying a small notebook with me. Whenever I heard a new phrase, I wrote it down. For example, one time a classmate said, "I'm swamped with homework." I thought, "Swamped? Like a swamp? What does that even mean?" Later, I learned it meant being very busy. I began to collect these idioms like treasures, and little by little, they became part of my daily speech. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were days I felt discouraged, when my professors spoke too quickly or when classmates laughed at my mispronunciation. I remember once I pronounced beach the wrong way, and everyone laughed. I wanted the ground to swallow me up, but I told myself Rome wasn't built in a day. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. The turning point came when I joined an English conversation club. We met every Friday at the library. At first, I was shy, but soon I realized everyone was in the same boat. We laughed together, we made mistakes together, and slowly, my confidence grew. One evening, after a long practice session, I walked back to my dorm and realized something amazing. I had just spent 2 hours speaking only English without even thinking about it. For the first time, I wasn't translating from Vietnamese in my head. I was simply talking. That night, I slept with the biggest smile on my face. Now, after years of practice, I can say with confidence that English is no longer a barrier. In fact, it has opened so many doors for me, from making friends across the world to understanding different cultures, and even sharing my story here with you. So, to anyone listening who is struggling with English, I want to say, don't throw in the towel. Keep going, keep practicing, and remember, every cloud has a silver lining. Your hard work will pay off. Thank you for listening to my story today. This has been the English Daily Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for more stories, tips, and inspiration to help you on your English journey. See you next time.